What's going on, everyone? So for months now, all of the rumors going around are that this film is supposed to be very heavy Gale Weathers and Sidney Prescott focused, and that Gale is supposed to have a real significant role in this upcoming Scream film. Right? Last we saw her, she got brutally attacked at the end of Scream 6, and then they told us off camera, or kind of in passing, that she survived. Right? We didn't actually get to see her survive or make it out of the hospital or anything like that. Mindy just kind of was like, oh yeah, Gale's alive, which I think was a little silly. I think was kind of pointless. I think given the way that the scene went and the way that she was utilized in Scream 6, they honestly should have just killed her, really, if we're being honest. But nonetheless, she is expected to be in the upcoming Scream 7. She's expected to play a big role. And she's somebody that I've talked about heavily, how she's had the best character arc in the franchise, in my opinion. And I don't even really think that that's like questionable. I mean, even more than Sidney Prescott. I mean, you look at her from Scream 96 to now, even. Like, her progression over the years has just been astonishing. As far as characters go, but they really did do a lackluster job of just her character, and I was hoping to see her in this upcoming Scream 7 and seeing her actually have a significant role and a real impact. She's the only character that's been in every Scream movie at this point, right? I mean, Dewey obviously died in Scream 5, and Sidney wasn't in Scream 6, so Gale has been the one constant, even more than Sidney Prescott, in all of these films. Right? And the idea that she's going to be back for this upcoming installment and be a main fixture and kind of more of a focal point with Kevin Williamson back into the fold just made a lot of sense. But it looks like that might not be the case, because according to Courtney Cox, she isn't signed on. She has not signed on to Scream 7. So this is from Variety. She did an interview on Variety, and she said, I'm not officially signed on. I'm not. But there will be a Scream 7. So there is, again, a lot of talk about Gale being a big focal point in this, right? That Sidney's family is going to, be in this film, but it's going to be kind of light, that it's just going to really be a Sidney and Gale just film, right? And that they want to start a new trilogy centered around it and have Gale. And look, Gale, I've always talked about, she's the easiest to explain why she's involved with Ghostface, right? Like, this point, Sidney Prescott is difficult, right? Like, why is she there? She has so much to lose now. She has a family, she has children, she has a husband, right? Like, she's not just gonna show up for any reason, right? It took Dewey dying for Sidney to actually come out and go, all right, like, I need to put an end to this, right? Like, she's not just gonna, for the thrills, just come out and start taking on Ghostface, but Gale will. Right? Like, that's Gale's character. That's Gale's MO. Right? If there's a Ghostface, guess who's showing up? Guess who's coming out to take on Ghostface? It's Gale. She wants to solve it. She wants to write a book about it, right? Like, Gale is like, you don't even need an explanation why she's there. You know why she's there. And so she's such an easy write in that aspect. But as far as, like, continuing to expand and explore her character, that's where it seems to be an issue for these writers. And maybe that's why Gale or Courtney hasn't signed on. Look, if I'm being honest, if I was Courtney Cox, and after what I saw in Scream 6 and what you do with my character in Scream 6, I would be like, yeah, like, why would I come back? You clearly have no idea what to do with me. You did the same thing with Nev and Sidney Prescott's character in Scream 5. Like, there served no point or purpose for Sidney to be in Scream 5. Everything she did, somebody else could have done. Right? Like, her putting the tracker on. She literally, after she does it, turns and looks at Gale and tells her that Gale could have done it. Like, I learned it from you. And then, all the sequences that happened at Stu's house, right? We know Mindy was alive, in hindsight. They could have easily had Mindy jump in and save the day, and it would have been a really cool callback to the classic 96 and the original story idea, which was that Randy was supposed to save the day. Randy was supposed to save the day and get the girl. That was the idea, right? And it's just, then you follow that up with Scream 6, and you do nothing with Gale's character. Literally nothing. Gale served zero purpose or point in that film. She was hardly in it. She did nothing. Right? Like, the one thing that she did do was discover the shrine room, but Dermot Mulroney's character says that he was going to do it, that he was going to reveal it to them. So even the one thing that Gale did served no plot, purpose, or point. It would have been one thing if, like, say, Gale discovering the shrine room would have kind of thrown a wrench in everything and kind of would have made everything a little different. Then yeah, that would have been fine, right? But that's not what happened here. It's just, it's so frustrating. It's just like, and then Kirby, right? I know Kirby's supposed to be getting her spinoff. I know Kirby's supposed to be getting her new film. But like, again, like that FBI agent could have literally been anybody. Anybody. There was no reason that had to be Kirby Reed. Right? So, like, does Courtney feel confident in this? Now, if anyone could get Courtney back, it's probably Kevin. Right? And Kevin Williamson being on board, he might be able to convince Gale and kind of talk, Courtney, might be able to talk to her and just say, hey, you know what? Like, come on, let's do this together. Let's ride this out, right? Like, you know, I'm on board. This is going to be our thing. We're going to do this. We're going to figure this out. We're going to navigate this together, right? Like, maybe, right? Maybe he's able to kind of convince Courtney to, hey, like, whatever you need, whatever you want, we'll work on your story together, right? Take your direction, take your advice. You know, and look, she says right now, you know, like, she doesn't say like, she's not signing on, or she doesn't plan on it, or, you know, she's got other things in the works, so she doesn't know she's going to be away. She just says, you know, like, right now I'm not. And look, they keep trying to figure stuff out, right? Reports that they're moving filming till was January or whatever, right? Like, so it's like, okay, maybe that's why. Maybe they're trying to work around Courtney's schedule, and there was even like rumors going around that Kevin Williamson has some scheduling conflicts, so they might kind of move this, so maybe that's why, right? Like, look, if I had to like bet on it, if I had to like count on it, I would count on Courtney signing on. I would count on Gale being in the movie. Again, she's been in every single one of these, but it does kind of beg the question, like, how long does she want to keep doing this? Right? I mean, she wanted to be killed off. She told Wes to kill her in Scream 4. And she's done 2 more movies since. Right? She wanted to be done in Scream 4 and wanted to be killed off. And, you know, Wes kind of talked her out of it and told her to wait, and that, you know, he would kill her off in the next film because they were supposed to do a trilogy. And then, lo and behold, we get 2 more films with Gale. Maybe she's looking at it as like, you know, I don't really want to be a part of this anymore. And maybe if she comes back, what if she comes back and she asks them to kill her? It's another real point as well. But it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And look, you know, that's why I always say nothing's official until it's official. You know, like, we all think that she's going to be back, but it's very possible she's not. But anyways, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think that Gale, no, she'll be in this film, right? Courtney's going to sign on. She's been in every other film. Why wouldn't she be in this film? Do you think it's possible that maybe she asked to be killed off? Do you think that maybe Courtney goes like, hey, I'll come back, but under this stipulation. I'll come back, but I want you to end me, right? Like, you should have done it in Scream 6, and you have it, right? Do you think that maybe she'd be a little upset because of the writing and the way that her character was in the last Scream movie? Or do you think like, nah, like, they'll work it out? If anyone can get her back, it's Gale. I mean, obviously, look, I would love to have Gale in it. Look, I'm a fan of moving off of Gale and Sydney at some point. But if you're going to do this style of film and you're going to bring Sydney back and you're going to kind of have this thing, then yeah, you might as well have Gale in it too, right? I'd prefer to have Gale in it also, right? But, you know, like, maybe this is the beginning of kind of the end of the next wave for Sydney. And look, if she doesn't sign on, this could create new rewrites. They might have to start rewriting things all over again. So this could be kind of crazy. This could be a real mess. But we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are. I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel. What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.